on HTS.
Sports presents the National Hockey League. Tonight, live from the Capitol Center, it's the Washington Capitals against the Edmonton Oilers. Capitals game coverage on Home Team Sports is brought to you by Cold Filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for the real draft taste, so get out of the old and into the cold. By Hardee's, where you'll find all kinds of good stuff. And by Subaru. We built our reputation by building a better car. And by Chevrolet. Experience for yourself why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. The Capitals looking to build on a come-from-behind win Tuesday night over the Vancouver Canucks. Tonight, the defending Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers in town here at the Capitol Center. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Rimmer, the play-by-play voice of Washington Capitals hockey here on HTS, joined as always by Craig Laughlin. And Craig, what's it going to take? The Stanley Cup champions come to town. They're a little burned by being beaten twice here on the road in their last two starts. They face a Capitals team looking to build on a Tuesday victory. What do you expect?
Well, I expect a close-checking, tight-knit game by the Capitals. They played that way against Edmonton in Edmonton at the start of the season. They seem to play that way at home against them. Over the years, they've had great success when they shut down their skating team. They move the puck extremely well. Look for the Capitals to shut them down in the neutral zone.
Well, Al Koken is standing by downstairs right now with Caps coach Terry Murray. Let's join them. Al?
All right, thank you, Jeff. Here with Capitals coach Terry Murray. And Terry, it seems like it's been a one step forward, one step back kind of month. You've gotten some big emotional victories, it seems, like some overtime wins, and then haven't been able to follow it up. How do you try and add on to what you accomplished, which was a big victory the other night against Vancouver?
Well, you got to keep talking about it, Al. You know, you hope that that's the game that's going to put us over the hump, where we're really going to start playing on a more consistent basis and maybe get a string of 5 or 6 games so that we can get ourselves right back into the Patrick Division race again. And I thought that would happen after an overtime win in Detroit against the Red Wings, and that wasn't the one, and I was hoping that each one of the next ones would be the one that would get us going. But I really hope that the game against Vancouver here is something that we can really feed off. A lot of determination and great effort by the players to come back from a 3-1 deficit, and I just, again, I hope it can carry over against the Oilers here tonight, because it's going to be a tough game.
How difficult has it been for you as a coach to keep your lineup intact with all these injuries? You have to bring Tim Berglund up now because Reggie Savage, who I thought had a pretty good NHL debut the other night, is out with a groin pull. It seems like every time you turn around, you are forced to put up new line or defense combinations.
Well, you know, it's part of the game. I guess I've said it many times before. That's the way it goes, and when a player is injured, you just got to hope that someone really steps forward and does a great job for you. I think we've used maybe more players this year than what we ever have in the years that I've been here in the organization, and you know, everybody that's played has come in and done a real good job. There's certainly no one that's embarrassed the organization in their efforts, that's for sure. And it makes it a little difficult to get that rhythm and get the flow going, but again, the injuries are unfortunate, and I hate to see them, but we've got to just keep plugging away.
Well, good luck tonight against Edmonton. Capitals coach Terry Murray before the start of tonight's game against the Edmonton Oilers. Let's head back upstairs and rejoin Jeff Rimmer and Craig Laughlin. Guys?
Thanks, Al. Well, for the Washington Capitals tonight, what they've got to do is tie up maybe the number one nemesis right now in that Oiler hockey club, offensively and defensively. We talk of number 10, Esa Tikkanen.
And Esa Tikkanen, the Selke Award runner-up last season. You can't believe this guy. 22 goals already, 28 assists. He's leading the Oilers in scoring. He's a pest on the ice. He tries to get under your nails, tries to create havoc. Great speed. Another guy we got to look at is the Hart Trophy winner, Mark Messier, described by many as the best hockey player in the world because he has a great physical stature, but he's also very good finesse-wise. The Caps have to close these two guys down because that's what makes the Oilers tick.
Now the Washington Capitals, coming off that impressive come from behind win over Vancouver, were led by the Soviets, and especially Dmitry Kristich, who may have played his best game.
He certainly did. And the thing with Dmitry Kristich, he finished all his checks. He's a big guy, played extremely well, had his best game as a Capital. He's only got 4 goals in the season, but if he keeps playing that way, goals are going to come. I think you got to look at Tatarnov. Michael Tatarnov, 2 goals in the last 3 games. He's shooting the puck. That's important for him. He's got to shoot that puck, get it on net, and he's been skating very, very well. These 2 guys are keys for the Caps if they want to beat the Oilers.
Well, if you're wondering why everybody's up here on their feet tonight at the Capitol Center, tonight's game is being televised live to the Armed Forces Television Network. So the Allied troops in Saudi Arabia, we welcome you tonight right here on Home Team Sports, courtesy of HTS and the Washington Capitals. And you're getting a warm reception from the crowd here tonight at the Capitol Center. But Craig, we are really proud of the Allied Armed Forces and their work over in Saudi Arabia and Desert Storm. We're also proud of the way things have kind of developed here in the new year for the Washington Capitals, albeit the team that won last one, they're really playing well.
Well, they have played extremely well. The key with the Washington Capitals, they're getting 100% effort every night. To get that type of effort with the lineup being depleted by injuries, they've played very strong lately. They've just got to convert on some of their goal-scoring chances and keep the goals against down, which they have done very, very well lately.
All right, how about this Edmonton Oilers Hockey Club? You hear rumors, we talked about them in the pregame show. They're a team that wants to win another Stanley Cup, and they're not afraid to make moves.
They certainly aren't, and they make a lot of moves. They try to get some players into the lineup down the playoff stretch. And those rumors that you talked about, don't be surprised if some of them don't come true. Oilers always looking for another player to help them in the playoffs.
Well, this one should be a dandy. The Washington Capitals looking, as we say, to win 2 games in succession for the first time since the early part of January. Let's go downstairs to Marv Brooks for the introduction for tonight's national anthem.
A pleasant good morning to our troops in Saudi Arabia who are watching us live through the courtesy of Home Team Sports on Armed Forces Television. At this time, we'd ask you all, please join Sergeant Major Lance Swigert of the U.S. Army Band Soldiers Chorus in singing both the Canadian and American national anthems.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, through patriot love, in all thy sons' command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The referee for tonight's game, Bill McCreary, Dan McCourt, and Brian Murphy are working the line.
And goal for the Oilers, Kerry Taco on the year, 4-3-0, 3.97. He's a big guy. He uses a stand-up style and goes to the butterfly and close. The Capitals have to get on him early. He's a little rusty, only having played in 7 games this year. For the Caps, Don Beaupre, 7th straight start. He's been rock solid for the Caps all year, 11-13-2. One of his 2 shutouts came against these Oilers early on in the season.
All right, Mike Ridley starting at center. Kelly Miller on the left wing. Dino Cicerelli on the right side. And we are underway. And this is Smith turning inside and tripping over the blue line. This Dino Cicerelli with a shot that Taco gets a piece of. Puck cleared along the boards on the near side. Kevin Hatcher back inside his own line. Feeds it cross ice for Kelly Miller at center. Cicerelli with him. Miller crosses the line. Lets one go. And Taco off the blocker pass. Cicerelli picks up a loose puck. Kelly Miller looking for Ridley. That one is intercepted. Smith getting it ahead to Tikkanen on the wing here for Messier. Back to Tikkanen with one hand, turned around, poked away by Calle Johansson, and then fed on the right wing for Cicerelli at center. Lead pass for Ridley. He's across the line. One-on-one. Puts the brakes on. Waits for some help. Drops the pass for Kelly Miller. From the circle, lets one go. Ends up on the stick of team captain Mark Messier. He gets it to Anderson. It's off the boards and into the Washington zone. Iafrate turns. East to center. Iafrate dumps in the backhand. Behind the net. Taco out. Leaves there for Joseph. Worked around in the glass for Tim Berglund, who cuts it off. Berglund up from Baltimore. Turns. Now looks, fires a shot that's blocked in front through traffic. Chris Joseph getting it to Kevin Lowe. Here's Lowe. Lead pass too far for Linsman. Sabrin races after Linsman. The speedy center for the Oilers, turning Sabrin around. Worked around on the boards here now. Looking there is Kordic. He gets away from Lowe. Throws the check. At Lowe. Looking up the loose puck now. Jelena across the line. Couldn't handle it. And Sabrin through an opening, dumps it back in the Oilers' zone.
The Capitals with a very good start to this game, getting a couple of shots on Taco right away. The reason why is they're really forcing the Oiler defense who like to carry the puck.
And Linsman getting it to Klima, who's red hot. He steps in and is offside. Jelena ahead of the puck area, just over the line on the left wing.
And Don Beaupre, 5-3-2 in his last 10 starts. Played 14 of the last 17. He's had 2 shutouts, one against New Jersey, one against Edmonton. He's been the real workhorse in the nets for the Caps.
And Peter Klima, red hot. Klima, 2 hat tricks in his last 5 games, 8 goals overall in those last 5.
Defected from Czechoslovakia, and we know when. He wears his number on the back of his sweater, 85. That's when he defected over from Czechoslovakia. Very talented European hockey player.
Play underway in the Washington zone, racing after it in the corner. Lawler throws a hit. Puck comes here to the near side. Huddy pinching in. He's bumped out on the boards. Murphy takes the hit from Lawler behind the net. Tatarnov with a loose puck. Here's Tatarnov, skating it to the line. Leads the Washington attack to center. In over the line, trying to go around Muni. Here's a shot. And it's off on the wing here now on the left side. Down the wing, Semenov lets one go, top of the circle, high over top of the net, and Beaupre, and ends up back in neutral ice. Huddy from center, puts one high in the air, gloved by Beaupre, and he steers it to Hatcher in the corner. Hatcher on the back end to Muni, who keeps it in. Christic throwing it on the wing here for Hunter, comes after it at center. Hunter takes the check, but makes the play into the Oilers zone. Muni works it around on the boards. Behind the net, Huddy's got Christic tied up. Semenov here on the left wing. Flips it cross ice, knocked down by Graves. Cleared ahead. With one hand, Muni dumps it into the Washington zone. Oilers with a quick change. Calle Johansson steps behind his own net, feeds to Hatcher. Hatcher, a lead pass for Pavanka to center. Pavanka lets a drive go deflected wide. Kakko works it around in the glass. Cut off by Drews. Picks up the loose puck. Drews takes a hit. Here's Bukaboom around the net. Throws it out in front for McTavish on the backhand. Throwing it on the wing here. This is Buckberger in over the line. Buckberger turned around by Kevin Hatcher. Puck squares free behind the net where it's picked up by Pavanka. Pavanka leading the Washington attack to his own line. Pavanka to center. Crosses the Oiler line. Drops one for Tippett. Kakko to save. McTavish back to the Oilers. Tries to skate away from Drews. He's to his own line. Backhands a pass. But up here now on the wing for Steve Smith, who dumps it into the Washington end. Again, the Oilers change on the fly for Coach John Muckler. Hatcher around the net. Caps leading scorer with one hand shovels it into the Oilers zone where Steve Smith cuts it off. Leaves it cross ice for Bukaboom. Back to Smith. A lead pass for Tikkanen. Quick feed too far for Messier. Johansson for the Capitals now at his own line on the backhand to Cicerelli. He couldn't control. Comes back to Tikkanen. Tikkanen from the board, trying to work it in front. Backhand shot. Beaupre gets a piece of it. Works to the far side. Worked around behind the net. This is Ridley on the half board, dumping the backhander into the Oilers zone.
Some great end-to-end action right off the bat early in this period. Both teams skating extremely well. Seems to have a lot of room out there to wheel.
Glenn Anderson, a big burst of speed around, and it's gloved. Or actually tried to. Gloving it there was Beaupre, but it works its way back behind the net where Beaupre leaves it there for Sabourin. Iafrate now. Gets it off the boards for Cicerelli. Tipped ahead for Ridley. Ridley now with Kelly Miller and Cicerelli. The three of them cross the line. Here's Ridley between the circles. Lets the drive go and it's wide. Chris Joseph trying to work it out of the zone, but it's kept in by Ridley. Now picking up the loose puck is Messier. Sidestepping Ridley to center. He's got Tikkanen and Klima with him. Puts it on the wing here now for Lowe pinching in. Lowe in deep for Messier. Messier turns, fires it in front. Kristich there to steer it away. Picking up the loose puck now is Jelena, but he couldn't control it. Martin Jelena. Skated off by Iafrate, backhanded by Kristich. Muni will try to keep it in, but it hops over his stick. Oilers will have to regroup in neutral ice. Lead pass for Klima. Back inside his own line. Throws it back. And this is Kevin Lowe for Klima. Throwing a hit there was Alan May. Muni works it back behind the net. Capitals throwing their weight around. Klima steps in front, gives it to Lowe. Lowe getting it to Muni, who takes a hard hit from Dale Hunter, but the puck ends up in the Washington zone. Lawler touches it, and icing is the call. 14:26 left in the first period. We'll be back.
We Brits are learning your American football. Right, Joe?
Yeah, right.
The other way. Catch the ball.
And after practice, we drink a great American beer. Miller Lite.
Miller Lite, with its crisp, refreshing Pilsner taste, it's everything you want in a beer today.
What are they doing now? They're practicing touchdowns.
Jeff Rimmer, Craig Laughlin, and Al Koken back here on Home Team Sports. The Capitals and the Edmonton Oilers. We hope you're enjoying this one here from the Cap Center.
It looks like Terry Murray's game plan tonight is really have the Caps throw around their weight, finish their checks all over the ice to try to create turnovers.
Play underway in the Oilers zone. Kyprios racing behind the net. Huddy trying to backhand it away from Kyprios. Puck squirts free right back to Huddy. Being chased by Kyprios around the net. Huddy gets it ahead here for Semenov. The late penalty upcoming here now as he throws it on the wing too far for Murphy. Lawler and Murphy bump along the boards. Lawler touches it and play whistled down. So the first penalty of the hockey game. And Joran Kordic, the native of Edmonton, gets the gate.
We get a look at John Muckler, the head coach last year. First year as a head coach, won the Stanley Cup. What more can you say about him? He spent much of the time in the 80s being the assistant coach to Glenn Sather.
Washington number 25, John Kordic, 2 minutes for slashing.
5:56, the time of the 2-minute minor penalty for slashing, as we got to look at it right here.
And John Kordic trying to get in on Charlie Huddy. Gives Charlie Huddy a little slash across the forearm. Referee McCreary right there to call a 2-minute slashing penalty to Johnny Kay.
14 minutes, 4 seconds left to go here in the first period. We're scoreless. First power play chance. The Oilers on the power play. Messier works it down low to Anderson. Back to Messier on the half board. Messier looking to throw it in front. Cut off by Beaupre, and he will hold on. Now the Capitals first in penalty killing in the National Hockey League at 85.4% efficiency, but more importantly, the Capitals have more shorthanded goals and power play goals, a total of 5 in the last 10 games, including two of them here against Vancouver on Tuesday night.
And you have two of the premier penalty killers right now in the NHL, and Kelly Miller and Mike Ridley. The reason why they're successful is they're attacking when they get the puck. When they're 2-on-2, they try to make something happen.
Play whistle down as that one found its way into the seats of the Capitals end. Washington Capitals, as I said, #1 in penalty killing in the National Hockey League. And as far as the Oilers, a disappointing 11th in the power play. Is there any explanation for that, Craig? Maybe Messier's absence early on. And surprisingly, the team captain has only a total of, 8 goals this season. And this is the aforementioned Messier with the puck. Fires one to Anderson. Beaupre is injured as Anderson went crashing into the Capitals goaltender, who went crashing into the goalpost. And Beaupre right now trying to shake that one off.
So the Capitals defense clearing out in front. Kelly Johansson doing a good job moving Anderson out of there, but he knocks Anderson inadvertently into Beaupre, and Beaupre's a little stunned, but he's up, and Stanley Wong's out there making sure he's going to be all right.
Nice pass, feathered pass there from Messier to Anderson.
And
down
Messier,
low.
yeah, excuse me, Jeff, just feathers the puck down low, waits to Kelly Johansson and Hatcher move out on him, then he feathers it down low to Anderson. But Kelly Johansson trying to pick up the man in the slot, but then sees he has to collapse to get Anderson. He gives Anderson a good shot. He falls over Beaupre and knocks the net off its moorings.
Now we might also add, if you watch on this replay here, now watch Anderson get his stick in Beaupre's face first before he ever even crashes into him. Or actually, it's a Capitals stick that hits Beaupre square on the noggin. And he's shaking that one off. Double whammy on the Caps goaltender, who has played exceptionally well and kept the Capitals in every hockey game of late. From the draw, Ridley wins it. Johansson works it around on the boards. Cut off by Tikkanen, but it hops over his stick and it's a neutral ice. Smith with a quick feed to Messier. Kelly Miller there chasing him. Messier circling inside his own line. He's to center. Throws it ahead here for Smith. Trying to gain the offensive zone. This is Smith working it for Klima, who lets it go to Messier. Messier looking for Klima on the one-timer, and he couldn't control it. Kelly Johansson to Kelly Miller. Eye off the glass and down the ice into the Edmonton zone.
And just getting back to the Capital penalty killers, the reason why they're scoring some shorthanded goals, in years past they'd get to center and just dump it in. Now they're taking some chances, trying to beat the D 2-on-2.
Michael Kukarnov trying to work it out of the zone, and does. Taco out of the net. 48 seconds left in the minor penalty to quarter. Caps get some fresh legs on in this penalty killing unit. Bukaboom for Tikkanen. A burst to speed and a pass to Murphy across the line. Murphy from the wing goes off Iafrate to Tikkanen. Tikkanen now stood up by Iafrate, and Murphy picks up the loose puck. Murphy gets it down to Messier. Back to Murphy. Murphy now lets one go. Beaupre the save. Rebound to Messier, but cut off by Tatarnov, and again worked down the ice with 15 seconds left. Taco out of the net. One last rush for the Oilers. Here's Smith on the backhand. Ahead for Jelinek. Tipped off his stick by Hunter. Gets it right back and works it into the Washington zone. Hatcher around the glass. To center. Hops over the stick of Joseph, who retreats inside his own line. Gets away from Christie. He's back to full strength. Here's the loose puck for Lindsman. Looking on the wing for Jelinek. Jelinek trying to get around Hatcher. Cut off. Jelinek stood up and thrown to the ice by Hatcher. Digging it free is Lindsman. Works it in front. Dave Brown, but it's blocked by Christie and back to neutral ice. Kevin Lowe from center. Puts the high one in. Lugged down by Hunter. Dale Hunter steps up to the line. Works it ahead here for Christie. Back to Hunter. Crosses the Oiler line. Drops the pass. Nobody there. Christie works off his man. Hunter tries to keep it in. Gets it to Johansson. For Alan May in the backhand, and it's off Taco to the corner. Johansson back to Hunter with a one-timer. It goes wide. On the near side, this is Lindsman. Feeds a lead pass, 2-5. Brown. This is Sabrin for Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher from center. Dumps it into the Edmonton zone. Coming out. Cut it off is Taco. Working it on the wing for Buckberger. To McTavish. Cut off by Tippett. He gets it. There is Sabourin. Cicerelli sidesteps the check. Pivonka tips it back to the blue line. And Sabourin tries to work it back, but it's cut off by McTavish. Centering pass for Dave Brown, but it hops over his stick, and Iafrate now takes it. He takes a hit, but makes the play to Pivonka at center. Tippett, Cicerelli with him. Here's Pivonka across the line. Top of the circle, fires his shot. Taco steers it aside. We've got a delayed penalty upcoming as Cicerelli is taken to the net, touched by the Oilers. The Caps will be on the power play when we return. We're scoreless. Stay tuned.
This is Hardee's quarter-pound cheeseburger. Its dimensions about 64.65 millimeters bun to bun. The patty 12, let's say 12.65 millimeters of 100% thick, juicy beef. And through February 16th is just 99 cents. Now, we believe there isn't a cheeseburger this thick, this high, for this low in the business. So recently, we offered all the other fast food restaurant chains half the screen to compare their cheeseburgers to ours, but no film arrived. Obviously, they're afraid of heights. Hardee's quarter-pound cheeseburger. It's very high, it's at a very low price, only Hardee's.
The Capitals on the power play. Dino Cicerelli, give him credit. He has to break through two guys trying to get to that net, and he's pulled down from behind by Kelly Buchberger. But Dino Cicerelli, that's a tough thing to do. Try to break through the defenseman and the forward going to the net. The Capitals known around the league for driving to that net, and Dino Cicerelli gets a penalty from Buchberger because he did just that.
Caps had one power play goal against Vancouver. Tatarnov gets it to Iafrate. They both scored Tuesday night. Iafrate back to Tatarnov. Back to Iafrate with a shot. Blocked by the Oilers defense. This is Messier trying to feed it ahead, but Iafrate steals. To Kelly Miller to Cicerelli. He scores! Dino Cicerelli. And on his 31st birthday, Dino Cicerelli with his 401st goal of his NHL career.
Dino Cicerelli, the puck gets picked off at the point. They took the puck off Mark Messier. The other game in Hartford, Mark Messier got stripped to the puck several times. He gets stripped to the puck there. A great three-way passing play by the Caps leaves Dino Cicerelli standing alone at the side of the net. But Al Iafrate, because he has great speed, can hold in on the blue line, knowing he can get back in the play. And Kelly Miller, a nice saucer pass, lands directly onto the ice. Dino Cicerelli can stop it and then put it into the empty net.
Cicerelli's 16th goal. Miller and Iafrate most definitely will draw assist at 9:48. The Washington Capitals leading 1-0 and give Al Iafrate a great deal of credit for being able to keep that puck in the offensive zone, Craig.
And the reason he does that, Jeff, is because he's a great skater. He knows he has the ability, if he does get beat, to get back.
Here's
to
a
the
lead
play.
pass for Semenov, and over the line, turned around on the play. Back from the Capitals to Tatarnov, misses a check. Feeds it ahead here now for Kypreos. He's across the line. Kypreos trying to work it towards the net. Cut out there by Steve Smith, who backhands it to neutral ice. Cap fires back in. He's got a delayed offside here. With the boom. Skates in front of his own net, throws it on the wing. Up ahead here for Semenov, flips it off to the corner. Beaupre leads for Iafrate, who takes a hit as he is sandwiched between two Oilers. Puck comes free in front. Murphy fires a weak drive. Semenov taking a hit from Iafrate. Another Capital turned around, no penalty call. Comes back to the point to Joseph, and his drive goes wide. Here on the near boards, this is Berglund. Berglund back to center, flips one in. Caps change on the fly. Oilers do likewise. Joseph around the net for Smith, who lets it go. From center, Sabourin slaps it back in to the Edmonton zone. 8:55 left as Smith comes around the net. A shot by Tippett goes high over top of an open net. Tatarnov flips it in. Batted ahead by Linsman. Hopping over Tatarnov's stick. He backpedals, gets the play ahead to Tippett. Tippett on the wing here for Pivonka. He throws it into the Edmonton zone. Oilers trying to get something going here. Caps doing a good job of forechecking tonight. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first period. As the puck comes to Klima on the right wing, he looks cross ice for Martin Jelinek. Jelinek working it back to his blue line, but Pivonka able to steal the puck with one hand. Pivonka fights off Jelinek behind the net. Puck squirts free to Linsman. Linsman down the right wing to his own line, to center. Linsman across the line. Got Kevin Lowe with him. Drops it for Jelinek. Here's Jelinek walking right in for Kevin Lowe. Scores! Kevin Lowe standing all alone in front, and Beaupre, and we're all tied up with 8:02 left.
Well, the Oiler defense, not a passive set of defensemen. They're very active. They like to jump up in the play. And Kevin Lowe picks up a big goal for the Oilers to tie it. He picks up his 3rd of the season, but a good play by Jelena. Hatcher's committed to him because it's a 2-on-1. Beaupre then commits to Jelena, and a great pass by Jelena bounces a little bit, but then finally Kevin Lowe, the defenseman, who moved up in the play, is able to control it and put it into the net. But the Rat, Ken Linsman, coming over the blue line, a nice drop pass, setting up that play, picked up by Jelena, turning it into a 2-on-1, but then Lowe, standing right at the side of the post, puts it into the empty net.
Linsman and Jelena draw assist on the goal by Lowe, his 3rd of the year, coming at 11:58. We're all tied up 1-1. Fast-paced first period as Tikkanen carries through center, throws it ahead for Anderson. Beaupre the save, the rebound cut off by Kelly Johansson, who gets it ahead for Ridley. Anderson works it back to Muni, who has to retreat inside his own line. Back to Anderson. Anderson throwing it ahead here for Messier, who sidesteps a check, gets it back to Anderson. Anderson in over the line, tries to sprint through the fence and does, but Beaupre there to steer it to the wing. Mike Ridley with the blue line, throws it ahead here for Kelly Miller at center. Two of them cross the line with Cicerelli and Hatcher trailing. Here's the drive that's off his skate, and the Oilers pick up the loose puck. Huddy. Quick pass for Messier. Off his stick, Cicerelli there to cut it off. Cicerelli feeds it ahead here for Johansson. Sidesteps Dave Brown, drops it for Cicerelli. For Kelly Miller to Ridley, and a one-timer was saved by Taco. Messier with a loose puck. Skates it back to the line. He's got Tikkanen 2-on-1, but they couldn't control the puck, and Iafrate comes back for Washington. Iafrate bumped on the boards by Tikkanen. Picking up the loose puck is Dave Brown for McTavish. McTavish trying to work away from Sabourin. Tied up along the boards by the Caps defenseman. And it's pounded along the boards here for Iafrate on the near side. He gets it ahead to Kypreos. Winds up from outside the line. Taco with a save. The rebound. Trying to control. Here's a fight now. Buckberger and Kordic. Kordic drives Buckberger to the ice. And they are quickly broken up.
And Buckberger, the tough guy for the Oilers, along with Dave Brown and Johnny Kordic, the newly acquired Maple Leaf, now a Washington Capital, go at it. They pushed and shoved all along the boards. They had that big lineup, and Johnny Kordic quickly drops his gloves. They're each going to go off for a 5-minute major for fighting.
And we'll be back with the penalty calls. Stay tuned.
You rely on them to get you through some of the worst weather Mother Nature can dish out. And their sure-footed traction is always a welcome addition in rain and snow. Their durability is legendary, and they continually rank high in customer satisfaction. Shouldn't you demand as much from the car you drive? Test drive a Subaru today. The latest in foul.
Jeff Rimmer, Craig Lachlan, and Al Koken back here on Home Team Sports. And as we've said here on numerous occasions in this first period, Craig, a very fast hockey game. Any explanation why?
Well, it could have been the national anthem at the start for the men and women over at Desert Shield. And I think that really picked up the players. It hits their emotion, and now they're really playing on emotion. They've got a lot of jump in their skate.
All right, this is Sabourin behind his own net. With one hand, fends off the opposition, leads the Caps attack to center. Flanked on the wings, gets it to Alan May, and he couldn't control the pass. Sabourin pitching in deep. Puck squirts free. Sabourin tied up now. But Berglund back patrolling the blue line in his absence. Knocked down by Iafrate, who continues to improve with every game on the Caps blue line. Now Smith and Iafrate jawing at one another. They're broken up, but they're going to go right back at it. Smith and Iafrate. And here they go.
Big Al Iafrate not backing down by Steve Smith. He's a big guy for the Oilers. He leads them in penalties, and Al Iafrate throwing with his right. I didn't know he was a lefty too, but he's also getting some shots in with his left, Jeff.
Al Iafrate not taking the back step at all here, as he works on one of the tougher customers in the National Hockey League, in defenseman Steve Smith.
Steve Smith, 152 penalty minutes. Al Iafrate, no slouch himself, over 130. So he's right up there also in the penalty minutes. 150 for Iafrate. They're both going to get a 5-minute major for fighting. They both squared off. Both guys getting in a few shots.
Buckberger and Kordick going off for 5-minute majors at 13:28. Now they're joined by Smith and Iafrate.
Penalties for Steve Smith to the Oilers. Number 34, Al Iafrate of the Capitals, 5 minutes each for fighting at 14:11. The Oilers, number 5, Steve Smith. Capitals, Al Iafrate, number 34, 5 minutes each, fighting at 14:11.
So the penalty box is quickly filling as John Kordick has a few words for some of the Edmonton players over in the Oilers penalty box. And I'm not certain that we've seen the last of the combatants here tonight. Coach Terry Murray looking for the Capitals to put a couple of back-to-back wins together.
I think down the stretch, Jeff, you have to do that. You've got to put 2 or 3 together. 6 points or 4 points, 2 consecutive games really helps moving up in the standings.
And the Capitals need to do just that. Here's Tatarnov, being chased by Semenov, fellow Soviet. Tatarnov had it hop over a stick, ties up his man, throws an elbow at Semenov. And Al May works it back into the Oilers zone. Joseph around the net. Throws it through an opening down the ice, looking for that lead pass. It's down the ice, and it's touched by Tatarnov. Icing is the call. We'll step aside. 5:21 left to go here in the first period. We're tied.
And this is our 1991 Chevy S10EL. Let me point out a few features. Electronic fuel injection, power front disc brakes, rear wheel anti-lock brake system, double wall steel, front and rear. 5-speed, full gauges, tinted glass. What do you think?
So, what will I get for this price?
Let me show you.
The 91 Chevy S10EL. For value, more people are winning with today's Chevy truck.
5 minutes, 21 seconds left to go here in the first period. On HTS, you're watching Caps hockey on this Friday night. Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers in for a visit. And the Capitals would like to continue their mastery over the Smythe division. Coming into tonight's game, the Caps have won 6 of 8 games. They'd like to continue that here tonight. Tavish and Pavonka set for the faceoff. From the draw. On the far boards, tipped behind the net for Huddy. Huddy, the veteran Oilers defenseman, feeds ahead for McTavish at center, throwing on the wing for Murphy, puts on the brakes. Murphy looking cross ice for Huddy, hopped over his stick, still able to make the play behind the net for Graves. Graves throws it out in front for Murphy. Off Beaupre, Pavonka now with a lead pass for Dave Tippett. He's got Druce and Pavonka with him, drops it for Druce and over the line. John Druce looking for a goal. Gets it to Pavonka. Pavonka throws it back to the point to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher from the circle, fires it through traffic, tackle able to clear it to the corner. Huddy around Pavonka, goes after it himself. 2-on-1, gets it ahead here for Murphy. With Huddy. Huddy now lets a shot go, and a great glove save by Don Beaupre. Well, we told you that he's been Mr. Reliable in the Cap nets, and here he comes through again as the Oilers had a big break.
Well, they sure did. They had working a 3-on-1. Kevin Hatcher gets caught down low, and Charlie Huddy, the defenseman, jumping up in the play along with his partner, and Charlie Huddy sort of looks, and by then, Beaupre's way out of his net. Notice way out over top of the crease, really cutting down that angle. He really didn't have much to shoot at, and Beaupre sticks out his big catching guard, but he's been rock solid in net for the Caps.
7th straight start. Caps coach Terry Murray feels with Beaupre as hot as he has, he's got to continue going with that hot goaltender. That's page 1 of the coach's manual. There's the Caps coach. From the draw, Caps win it. Ridley gets it to Tatarnov, being chased by Jelena. Tatarnov stepped up his game of late, fires it down the ice into the Edmonton zone. First back, Kevin Lowe, and icing the call.
Kevin Lowe from Lachute, Quebec, the Oilers' first ever draft pick, the 21st overall in the 79 draft. He's a 6-time All-Star. He was also the first Oiler to ever score a goal when they came into the NHL. So he's had quite a career with the Oilers, spent his whole career with them. He's a solid defenseman on the point.
Somewhere along the way, suggested he wouldn't mind playing in the Soviet Union. Greg Lockley, you played some in Europe, but you never said you wanted to go play in the Soviet Union.
No, I didn't. I'm not sure if I'd want to. I think they're too quick over there, Jeff. I always have this feeling whenever I played against the Oilers, I had the same feeling. It's going to be one of those nights because they are so quick.
Shot from the point, off the skate of Tatarnov. Alan May controls for Washington. Gets it ahead here for Kristich at center. Dumps one in. The Taco has to steer aside. Klima with the loose puck. Puts on the break. Feeds it ahead, then takes the return pass on the give and go. Klima now working it for Jelena. Jelena dumps it into the Washington zone. Beaupre out to cut it off. Lawler back for the Capitals. The lead pass for Hunter. Dale Hunter. Overtime goal, or rather the game-winning goal against Vancouver Tuesday night. He's got a couple of game winners of late. Kevin Lowe takes the pass from Klima. Works it for Muni. Back to Jelena. Jelena with a burst of speed. In over the line. Turned around by Kristich. Good defensive play there. He feeds to Tarnov. Tarnov skated off on the play by Messier. Back for the Oilers. Messier in over the line. Messier sidesteps a couple of checks. Pokes off his stick. And to Tarnov. Turned around by Huddy. We got a penalty. As Tikkanen touches the puck to Tarnov with a good burst of speed. And he is very slow getting up. And appears to be shaking off any injury as we join Al Koken down at ice level. Al?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Well, we've got a chance. Let's check up the Washington Post scoreboard for the first time tonight. At the odds, Buffalo, the LA Kings with a 2-1 lead. They've gotten goals from Podolski and Sandstrom. Mogilny has scored for the Sabres that game in the second. The Islanders losing to Detroit at the Joe Louis Arena. Sergei Fedorov has got the Detroit goal. 5-1 lead for the Rangers. Kelly Kissio has got 2 of those New York goals as they poured it on early against the Vancouver Canucks at Madison Square Garden. And at Winnipeg, there's no score right now between the Penguins and the Jets. Let's go back upstairs for the Caps power play.
Mikhail Tatarnov for the Caps really stepping up in his play because he's skating, and skating causes penalties. It can also cause some good goal-scoring chances. He causes a penalty. Charlie Huddy has to pull him down with the hooking penalty.
Kelly Miller turns at center. Again, trying to get away from Messier. Works it back inside his own zone to Johansson. Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher to center. Drives it into the Edmonton zone. Hops over the stick of Taco. Cut off by Ciccarelli. He takes a hit there from Muni. That is driven to the ice. Bukaboom works it through an opening right down on Beaupre. On Beaupre. For Johansson to Ridley. Ridley crosses the line. Looks for Kelly Miller, bursting towards the net. Ridley from the half board. Gets it to Hatcher, and it's through his legs and down the ice. The Caps will have to regroup inside their own zone. Minute 5 left in the penalty to Huddy for hooking. Caps already with a power play goal, but we're tied 1-1. Hunter with a good burst of speed. Crosses the line, drops it to Ridley. Top of the circle. Oh, and Taco got a piece of it as it was going for the far side. Tikkanen looking for Kevin Lowe. Decides to carry himself and over the line. He's got Glenn Anderson with him. Tries to feed to Anderson, breaking towards the net. Anderson tips it. Caps control though to Tarnov. Going it ahead here for Hunter at center. Hunter crosses the line. Bruce and Pavaka with him. Hunter works his shot towards the net, but it's wide. Pavaka picks up the loose puck. Turn at the circle. Works it to Johansson for Hunter. Hunter to Pavaka with a one-timer. Stopped by Taco. The rebound, and Bruce can't get a shot. And it's cleared by the Oilers down the ice with 14 seconds left. Beaupre. Quick speed. Pass by Kelly Johansson to Pavaka. He drops it for Bruce. A shot. Taco to save. Dale Hunter on the far side. Tied up. Johansson pokes it for Bruce. Back to Hunter. Intercepted. Teams at full strength, and Huddy's got a breakaway. Here's Huddy. In over the line. Huddy tries to fire a shot. Going top shelf. That's off the crossbar. Kelly Johansson with a minute 9. Works it around on the boards and down the ice. Huddy out of the penalty box. All the way in and wrapped one off the goalpost and the crossbar.
Charlie Huddy gets a good opportunity for himself. The Caps really putting on some pressure against Taco, getting some great shots. But Charlie Huddy just out of the penalty box, races down center ice, gets a nice lead pass. Beaupre does the two-legged slide coming across, only leaving the top of the net open. Huddy has to fire it up, hits the crossbar, and goes over the net. But a great pass coming out of the zone, hits Charlie Huddy in full stride. But notice Beaupre, that two-leg slide takes a lot of the net away. Huddy knew he had to throw it up, threw it up a little too high, hit the crossbar.
Well, we'd like to say hello to Rick Mellon on board the USS Ranger in the 6th Division from his father, who is here at the game tonight, sitting in Section 119. Hi, Rick. In fact, we'd like to say hello to all the armed forces watching tonight in Saudi Arabia. Shot from the point. Goes wide of the net. Mike Ridley picks up the loose puck, skates in front of Beaupre. Ridley with one hand and less than a minute to go. Gets it ahead here for Kelly Miller. Cicerelli on the right wing. Miller shovels a backhand pass for Cicerelli, trying to get around Lowe's, turning around Cicerelli, and it's skidded off by Joseph. Lead pass for Glenn Anderson. Anderson to center. He'll cross the line. Drops a pass for Messier. Beaupre the save. The rebound, and it's fired wide. Here on the near side, Anderson directs it towards the net. Johansson there. He gets it to Kelly Miller. Cicerelli breaks away. The pass for Ridley hops over his stick. Anderson's got it with 20 seconds left. Backhand pass. Messier races after it. Turns away from Johansson. Feeds it here for Klima. Walks in. Beaupre somehow getting a piece of it as Anderson was standing there alone on the doorstep.
Klima, Anderson, and Messier working a nice give and go. A 3-on-2 down low. Klima makes a great move, throws it across, right across the crease, but it was a slow backhand pass. He couldn't get a lot of wood on it, allowing Beaupre to react, but Beaupre reacts very quickly, slides right across and covers that short side. Glenn Anderson thought for sure he had a goal. Dale Hunter collapsing, trying to help out down low.
Total of 10 seconds left here now in period one. We're tied 1-1. Beaupre leaves for Iafrate. Works it on the near side. Alan May and Smith bump. Backhanded by Hunter down the ice into the Edmonton zone. Huddy first back for the Oilers. As the horn goes to end period one. Washington Capitals scoring first on a goal by Cicerelli. A power play effort, but Kevin Lowe comes back a little over 2 minutes later to tie it at 1-1. The score's tied 1-1, and you're watching the Home Team Sports Television Network.